I am Jill Jones Soderman, Executive Director of the Foundation for Child Victims of the Family Courts. The Foundation for Child Victims of the Family Courts was generated by the suicide death of a young child who fought valiantly for years to protect himself and his siblings from court transfer from his protective parent mother into the custody of a violent abuser father. On that date, the Foundation for Child Victims of the Family Courts was conceived of as a force to protect children and the civil rights of protective parents and all who love them. The concept of parental alienation, generated by Richard Gardner, MD, a forensic psychiatrist, has been used to subvert the rights and protections of children, to seek safety and to acknowledge the evidence of their long-standing heinous abuse at the hands of male and female parents. Reunification therapy is all about reprogramming children to understand that whatever behavior a parent evinces, that behavior is acceptable and normal. Other forms of what would normally be viewed as inappropriate and violent, threatening, coercive, controlling behavior are denied by the so-called therapeutic process of reunification therapy. By reinterpreting the behavior of the abuser parent and the role of the child to be submissive and to be subject to the child's parent's direction. Reunification therapy is based on the concept that the claims of the protective parent are false and that abuse has not occurred. The framework of the program is to separate the child from the protective parent who has brought allegations of abuse and to place the child into contact only with the abuser, with the guidelines of teaching the child that abuse did not occur and that the concepts that they experienced as abuse were either not abuse, did not occur, or were somehow misperceived by the child. The child needed to have empathy for the abuser parent and to also bear responsibility for the response of the parent to the child. Essentially, the parent is accusing the child of eliciting the behavior that the child then experiences as abuse. The child is made responsible for the explosive rage produced by the parent because it is the child's behavior that has upset and caused the parent to be distressed. Gardner states that a child who says that a parent has engaged in sexual abuse, describing sexual acts of coercion or harm, that the parent should directly state to the child, "You are a liar. How dare you say such things about your father?" The child is declared to be a liar and to be humiliated and disgraced for having made such claims against their parent. Any activity of a parent is to be accepted as the right of the parent and the duty of that parent to raise their children, to engage them in activities that parent feels are beneficial to them. The weaponization of the Gardner parental alienation concept was picked up by the bar associations, lawyers across the country, because of the feasible deniability of bad acts of engagement in sexual activity between children and adults. The process of discovery and cross-examination was able to be weaponized to deny facts that should have been able to be presented in psychological terms and in explanations of children's communications that were bypassed and eliminated by the mechanisms of legal argument. An autocratic direction on the part of family courts has been fueled by the ability to tap into federal funds transferred to the states under Title 4D of the federal funding for aid to dependent and needy children. Reunification therapy, as directed in family courts across the country in the context of custody litigation as of 2024, is a process that has been deemed by the United Nations Council on Violence Against Children as a process of torture and inhumane treatment of children. This is a process that is illegal and anti-scientific, as well as having no basis in medical or scientific practice. The principles that are being followed in these courts are autocratic principles driven by greed and financial reward, and nothing else. The experts associated with the Foundation for Child Victims at the Family Courts are dedicated to speaking without fear or favor on behalf of protective parents and abused children, to speak truth to power, to support litigation and prosecution of all those who would transfer children from protective parents into the hands of abusers.